WWE just pulled the most disgusting booking decision in years, and if you're not absolutely furious about what happened on Monday Night Raw, then you haven't been paying attention to the complete character assassination that just took place right in front of our eyes. The wrestling world is in complete chaos tonight, and for all the wrong reasons. What we witnessed wasn't just a return, it was a systematic destruction of everything we thought we knew about storytelling, respect, and basic human decency in professional wrestling. And the worst part? WWE thinks we're stupid enough to just accept it without question. Let me break down exactly why this entire situation is a slap in the face to every single wrestling fan who has invested their time, money, and emotions into these characters. Because what happened on Raw wasn't just shocking, it was insulting on a level that makes you question whether WWE actually cares about their audience anymore. First, let's talk about Bianca Belair, the EST of WWE. The woman who was supposed to represent strength, authenticity, and breaking barriers. For months, we've watched her build this incredible legacy, carrying the women's division on her back, putting on match after match of the year candidates, and what does WWE do? They bring her back in the most tone-deaf, poorly executed segment that completely undermines everything she's worked for. The timing alone is absolutely infuriating. After weeks of speculation, after the WWE Universe has been desperately waiting for answers, after social media has been buzzing with theories and excitement, WWE decides to throw Bianca back into the mix at the worst possible moment. Not during a meaningful storyline moment, not when it would actually serve the narrative, but right when it would create the most confusion and frustration for everyone involved. And don't even get me started on how they handled her return. No explanation for her absence. No acknowledgement of the storyline she left hanging. No respect for the fans who have been wondering where she's been. Just bam, here she is, and you better pretend like nothing happened. It's lazy storytelling at its absolute worst, and it shows just how little WWE thinks of our intelligence as viewers. But Bianca's treatment is nothing compared to what they did to Liv Morgan. This is where things get truly disgusting. Liv Morgan, who has been one of the most polarizing yet undeniably talented performers in the women's division, deserved so much better than this disaster of a return angle. For months, Liv has been dealing with the most toxic online harassment campaign in recent wrestling memory. Death threats, personal attacks on her family, constant criticism of every single thing she does both in and out of the ring. And how does WWE respond? By putting her in a position where she's guaranteed to receive even more hatred from an already hostile fanbase. It's not just bad booking, it's borderline cruel. The way they positioned her return alongside Bianca's was clearly designed to pit these two women against each other in the most artificial, manufactured way possible. Instead of building organic tension based on character motivations and storyline developments, WWE just threw them together and expected magic to happen. It's the kind of lazy, paint-by-numbers booking that insults everyone involved. What makes this even more infuriating is that both of these women are incredibly talented performers who deserve storylines that actually showcase their abilities. Bianca Belair is legitimately one of the strongest, most athletic performers in all of wrestling. Her matches with Sasha Banks, her championship reigns, her ability to connect with audiences, she's proven time and again that she can carry any storyline when given proper material to work with. Liv Morgan, despite all the online hatred she receives, has shown incredible growth as a performer. Her character work has evolved tremendously, her in-ring abilities have improved dramatically, and she's proven she can handle both face and heel roles effectively. But instead of building on these strengths, WWE just throws her into situations designed to generate cheap heat and social media buzz. The worst part about this entire situation is how predictable it all is. WWE has fallen into this pattern of thinking that shocking moments and surprise returns automatically equal good television. They've become so obsessed with creating viral moments and social media buzz that they've completely forgotten about basic storytelling principles. This isn't the first time we've seen this kind of poorly planned return angle, and it certainly won't be the last. Remember when they brought back other major stars with zero explanation or logical storyline integration? Remember how those angles fizzled out within weeks because there was no foundation to build on? We're watching the exact same mistake happen again, and it's maddening. What's particularly frustrating is that this could have been done so much better with just a little bit of planning and respect for the characters involved. Imagine if they had built up to these returns properly. Imagine if there were actual storyline reasons for their absences and comebacks. Imagine if WWE trusted their audience enough to invest in longer-term storytelling instead of just going for cheap shock value. The fan reaction has been exactly what you'd expect: complete division and toxicity. Social media is exploding with arguments between different fan bases. People are taking sides based on their personal preferences rather than what actually makes sense for the storylines, and WWE is just sitting back and watching the chaos unfold like it's some kind of brilliant master plan. But here's the thing, this kind of divisive booking isn't sustainable. You can't just keep throwing random shocking moments at your audience without proper context or follow-through. Eventually, people get tired of being manipulated and start tuning out. We're already seeing declining viewership numbers, and stunts like this are only going to accelerate that trend. The women's division deserves so much better than this. For years, we've been told that women's wrestling is being taken seriously, that female performers are getting the respect and opportunities they deserve. But then WWE pulls something like this, and it becomes clear that they still view the women's division as a place where they can get away with lazy, thoughtless booking. Both Bianca and Liv are victims of this system. They're talented performers who deserve meaningful storylines and proper character development, but instead they're being used as pawns in WWE's desperate attempts to generate controversy and social media engagement. The timing of this return is also incredibly suspicious. With rumors swirling about behind-the-scenes issues, contract negotiations, and creative differences, this feels like a damage control move more than a legitimate creative decision. It's WWE trying to distract from other problems by throwing something shiny and controversial at the audience. And let's be honest about what this return really represents. It's WWE admitting that their current storylines aren't compelling enough to hold audience attention on their own. If your product was strong enough, you wouldn't need to rely on surprise returns and manufactured controversy to keep people interested. The most insulting part is how WWE will probably try to spin this as some kind of creative genius move. They'll point to the social media engagement, the online arguments, and the controversy as proof that their storytelling is working. But generating artificial controversy through poor booking decisions isn't the same as creating compelling television that people actually want to watch. This whole situation perfectly encapsulates everything that's wrong with modern WWE booking. Short-term thinking, disrespect for established characters, manufactured controversy over organic storytelling, and a complete disregard for long-term narrative consequences. The question now is, where does this go from here? How do they possibly salvage storylines that were thrown together so carelessly? How do they rebuild trust with fans who feel manipulated and insulted? How do they justify putting talented performers in positions where they're guaranteed to fail? The answer, unfortunately, is that they probably won't even try. WWE will move on to the next shocking moment, the next surprise return, the next manufactured controversy, and these storylines will be forgotten and abandoned like so many others before them. But we as fans don't have to accept this. We don't have to pretend that lazy booking is actually creative genius. We don't have to support storylines that insult our intelligence and waste the talents of performers we actually care about. This Bianca Belair and Liv Morgan return isn't just a bad creative decision, it's a symptom of everything that's broken about how WWE approaches storytelling in 2024. And until we start demanding better, we're going to keep getting more of the same disappointing, manipulative garbage. The women's division, these talented performers, and the fans who support them all deserve so much better than this. The question is whether WWE will ever realize that before it's too late, or if they'll just keep doubling down on the same failed strategies that got us to this point in the first place. What happened on Raw wasn't shocking in a good way, it was shocking in how little respect it showed for everyone involved. And that's something that should make every wrestling fan absolutely furious.